and may not be suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Around the Ropes radio show. Here are your hosts, John Blaine, Ray from Boston, and Jay. With special guest appearances by Bobby Fish and Kevin Wilson. This podcast is proudly sponsored by Simply Green.
1, 2, 3.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Around the Ropes radio show. As you see, I'm riding solo right now. My other two hosts should be here momentarily. Guys, we have a lot to get to tonight. I feel like we say that every week for the last 5 years on the show, but we do. We have a lot to get to tonight, and especially in this first hour, oh boy, we have a lot to get to. We have a couple of big announcements we have to make. We will have two guests actually joining us at 8:15. Friend of the show from the 950 Lounge, Kevin Pryor, will be on with us to make an announcement. And then at 8:30, God, it's been a while since we've had him on. Actually, almost 2 years if I had to be more precise about it. But joining the show, you guys know him. He is the voice of Creative Pro Wrestling, as this Friday they set to have their Monumental Moment show. The one and only Ryan Petersen returns to the show. So we got a lot of stuff to get to. We also have what's going on in WWE with their releases, because, boy, it's that scary time of the year again, guys, when you get past WrestleMania, it's all well and good, and you end up having the issue of the issue of cuts. And it's never a good thing to see cuts, but it's definitely not fun at all. So we definitely got that to come up. We got, obviously, we could talk Dynamite, Collision, what we saw last night on Monday Night Raw and all that stuff. But I want to just get things going here for a second. I also want to share the show. So, if you're watching this right now, please share the show. Show your friends, your family, and whoever, what we do here. Like I said, we got a lot to get to. And I want to touch first on what's been going on with the releases. And there is quite a few. And, I mean, I'm not going to say there's quite a few. There was a lot. And it's sad that we always get to the point every year where WWE turns around and says, oh, we've made a profitable amount of money. And then it's, nope, we got to get rid of people. Some of them, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea who they were. If I'm being completely honest right now. David over in the comment section goes, Ryan Petersen's coming back? Cool. Hey, John. Hey, David. Yes, Ryan is coming back. He'll be on in a little bit talking Creative Pro Wrestling as they have their big show coming up this coming Friday night, which includes Nick Nemeth, MJF, The System, Frankie Kazarian. We'll get into all that as well. But I want to get into these releases. And boy, was there a lot of them. And like I said, some of them we won't touch because some of them, honestly, I don't know who the hell they were. If I'm being completely honest, I have no clue who some of them were. But I want to just go through some of them because some of them did kind of surprise me a little bit. And some of them, they were just prominent on TV. And here we go. Let's start off with Kairi Singh. Kairi Singh was one that kind of surprised me. She was very prominent, if you guys remember, in the whole Asuka Io Sky feud. And it was, but from what I'm reading from reports, is that was more of a contract, was not updated, was not renewed. And basically, they turned around and she did not want to resign with them because she wants to move back to Japan. So I don't know if the door was completely closed on her. I wish they would have pulled the trigger on her turning on Asuka. I mean, you're hearing it now. I mean, we heard it last night on Monday Night Raw with the "We Want Kyrie" chants. So that one kind of surprised me a little bit. This one really shocked me, and that was the whole Wyatt Six: Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, and Joe Gacy. This group right here, to me, and we're going to talk about each of them separate because I think you can, but I think overall as a group, I mean, we all remember their debut. Probably one of the best debuts we had ever seen. And I remember the way it was shot, the camera shots, the fact that some of them looked dead. I mean, there was one point Chad Gable looked like he got shot in the head. I mean, this group had something. And I mean, figuring because they were honoring, Bo Dallas's older brother, Bray Wyatt, I figured this would have been a group they could have run with. And they did nothing with them. I said this before, and I'll say this again. I think what ultimately killed them in the long run is the removal of the masks. I hate to say it. Like, we know Uncle Howdy never really got his mask removed. And we know, but like Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Loomis all had their masks removed. And those kind of surprised me a little bit. Actually, I want to bring in something you've heard in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just me tonight.
Where did everybody go?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We're just talking quickly here about the releases. I only got to 2 of them so far.
Okay.
Kairi Sane.
I really didn't understand. Well, you said she was going back to Japan.
Yeah.
So let it go. So that's that.
But now the big one, the Wyatt Six.
I don't understand that at all. That was such a great storyline. Could go any different way. And to get rid of them, I didn't get it. I mean, if they wanted to get rid of somebody from that group, Nikki Cross I would have gotten rid of.
Well, let me ask you this now. Do you think obviously we didn't see it with Uncle Howdy, we didn't see it with Nikki Cross, but with the other 3, with Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, and Eric Rowan, they took the masks off. Do you think because they basically humanized?
What do you mean took the masks off?
Because if you remember in the beginning when they would walk down to the ring.
Oh, yeah, they have like goat masks and stuff.
What's his face? Eric Rowan had the rabbit.
Yeah.
And then I know they couldn't wrestle in it before anybody shoots me in that one. No, I know they couldn't wrestle in it, but I feel like if they would have kept the masks on, I feel like they could have kept to the character a little bit more.
No, but you knew who they were. It was pretty obvious.
Yeah, well, obviously you see somebody.
Rowan is not 5 feet tall and with no beard.
Yeah,
he's 5 feet tall with a 5 foot long beard.
But like even somebody like Rowan, who was part of that original Wyatt group.
Yeah.
I think that surprised me.
That had to be maybe it was a monetary thing and the contracts were all up.
Well, I think also the one that surprised me, I was telling you beforehand, Bo Dallas.
Bo Dallas was not a good wrestler.
Yeah, but I understand.
But the Uncle Howdy character was a good character.
But I understand that. But my thing is this: you could have turned around with him if, let's say, he wasn't good in the ring, because of the fact of who his father is, who his uncle is.
Well, it shows that the Bray Wyatt was forgotten about.
And that's my thing. Is I look at it as when you look at these guys, when you look at them, I think they could have easily put him as a coach down at the PC.
I mean, you kind of worship Bray Wyatt, and there's no worshiping anymore. He's not there.
No. And joining the show right now is Ray from Boston. Ray, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, not too much. How are you?
Let the quick run in here, but we were just talking quickly about the releases.
Yes, the releases.
I was talking with my dad. We just got through Kairi Sane. Were you surprised by that one?
I don't know too many people that weren't surprised by that. It's very rare that you see somebody get released in the middle of a storyline that involves 3 former world champions.
Well, supposedly, I was just telling this beforehand, right before you came in, that supposedly she wanted to move back to Japan. So I don't know if this is more of they wanted to resign her and she didn't.
Listen, until it comes from Kyrie, I don't trust anything that's put out there, especially anything that's put out there by fucking Meltzer himself.
Yeah. I don't like that. Then the other one we have was the Wyatt Six. What were your thoughts on them being released?
I think that I understand what First off, I don't think they should have been released, but I also don't think they were handled correctly. At first, we all thought the Uncle Howdy gimmick was cool because we thought, based on that documentary that they did on Bray, that was going to be the next progression of The Fiend, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to take a page from a non-wrestling content creator that I follow and I tend to go back and forth with quite a bit. You can find him on Instagram at BigMatt510. He had said, and I really liked the way that he thought this out. He had said very much the same, similar to what I'm saying, how they were handled wrong. But getting back, but if we were to start it over again, we all can separate Wyndham Rotunda from Bray Wyatt, right? With that being said, why couldn't Bo be Bray? Like, Bray Wyatt was not actually the person. Bray Wyatt was essentially Bray's Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
So instead of creating the Wyatt Six, why didn't they just have Bray Wyatt, for lack of a better word, possess Bo Dallas's body? It's his brother. He can nail the accent. He can nail the mannerisms. You have Rowan back. Like, and you could have gone that way, and you could have stayed with the follow the buzzards gimmick and everything like that. And I feel like give me 1 minute, please.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, and I see what Ray is saying, when you look at overall with how this all played out, yeah, I agree with Ray that they were handled badly, because I feel like it was almost becoming too much of the supernatural stuff in the beginning with them. I mean, like I said before, we remember the intro they had. I remember going as far as with them, the video packages that they had with each person, with Rowan and Bo, and you really had a connection to them, and it really made you feel like, okay, these guys are really all connected to Bray. And like we were saying before, I feel like somebody even like Bo Dallas, for example, I feel like he could have easily just been moved over to the PC and become a coach. I very easily could have seen that. I'm curious to see now, and depending on tonight if we have time. If not, I don't know if we're going to do this part, but I'm curious to see, where these guys do end up, because another team I want to look at, and like I said, there's quite a few. Oh, welcome back.
I had my own run-in. Like, how is that possible?
I don't want to go through the list, verbatim, because there are some names on the list that I have no idea who they are.
No, I'm sorry, John. I didn't hear anything that you said regarding the what I had said regarding the Wyatt Six. If you could just give me a quick synapse, that'd be great.
Absolutely. All I basically said was I felt like somebody like Bo Dallas could have been moved to the PC as a coach.
I mean, he definitely has the knowledge. I mean, again, yes. And then if that were the case, I mean, you had the tag titles on Dexter and Gacy. Why didn't you just repackage them?
Well, I want to ask you this now. Do you think by Gacy, Dexter, and Rowan taking the masks off, did that kind of hurt them a little bit?
So you're asking me if I think the IWC blowing up the fact and revealing everybody's identity instead of letting it just play out ruined the storyline? Absolutely.
Okay, that's right.
I had an idea of who the people were, but at the same time, I didn't need the IWC to fucking tell me.
I look at it this way. I don't want to compare this to another past group, but I will put it to you this way. Let's go back a couple of years ago to the IWC's favorite group, Retribution.
Woof.
And I bring them up for this reason. I bring them up because you look at Retribution. Yeah, people may have had their issues with them. You know, with the Dijak and all that stuff. But the one thing they did okay with them is they never revealed who they were really till the end.
True.
And actually, some of them you didn't really know who they were till the end.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at the Wyatt Six, I feel like once, and I only say this with Gacy, Loomis, and Rowan, because Uncle Howdy did wrestle with the mask on. A few times he did wrestle. And Nikki Cross, I don't know if you can really call that a mask that she had on.
It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. I don't know.
But I point the three of them out, Rowan, Gacy, and Loomis, because those are the three that basically were the in-ring workers 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I'm not saying, I said this before, you had hopped in here. I'm not saying, that they had to wrestle with the masks on, because you can't wrestle and have, the gigantic mask on like Rowan did. But I think you could have done it a little differently and could have kept, I think what they did, this is going to sound really screwed up how I'm going to phrase this. I think they went way too hot, way too heavy, way too quickly with them in the beginning. And I say that for this reason. You go back to not even the debut, which I think you agree with me on, probably one of the best debuts we'd ever seen in wrestling.
Yeah. At that time, absolutely.
And then we had all those video packages, which I thought were phenomenally done. But I think they went way too quick with them.
Whoa! Why can we not see over what is going on right now? Normally, John, when we open up comments, we're not covered by them. So right now, David John Reynolds is the star of the show. He says there's a lot of disappointment over the Wyatts. I'm a little disappointed too. Some people are saying, oh, they were boring, or they couldn't cut it, or horror doesn't belong in wrestling. However, I feel that a lot of the blame should fall on creative for completely dropping the ball with them. Thank you, Mr. David John Reynolds over in England. Thank you again for tuning in at freaking 9 o'clock at night, you crazy bastard. Or 11 o'clock at night. I can't even remember. He is not wrong. David is very rarely ever wrong.
Exactly.
with his serious takes, right? Like when we're talking about people being released or things being mishandled, he is hardly ever wrong with those takes. Mm-hmm. And he's absolutely right. Creative did a disservice. I just, it was a combination. It was the IWC and it was creative, you have tag teams on the shelf that aren't being used for no other reason other than they just got nothing for them. So why did we have to see MFT versus Wyatt 788 gadillion times? Why couldn't we have seen Wyatt 6 in a program with the Street Profits? Wyatt 6 in a program with the Creed brothers? Like, why? Well, I'm sorry, David. David, real quick, interrupting my own thought. David goes, try 1:30 a.m. That I don't know how that makes anything any better. It just makes you sound crazier for wanting to stay up all night listening to our two dumbasses.
We're smart.
Yeah, we can barely talk on a good day. So, I don't understand. And not for nothing, but how much money do you think they saved by doing these cuts?
Not much.
I mean, there was only maybe a handful of big names. The Wyatt Six, Alistair and Zelina, Kyrie.
Yes.
About a dozen. Everybody else was LFG or NXT. And well, hold on. I'm having a brain aneurysm because of this company, John.
You smell? Wait, hold on. Right,
No, I
sure?
don't smell burnt toast. I'm not having a stroke.
Okay, good.
What you're a fucking stupid company. You are not run properly at all. What is the point of winning LFG if creative doesn't have anything for you to use, for you to do, and therefore you just get released?
I can't explain it.
Right. You know why you can't explain it, John? Because it makes no goddamn sense.
I'll go a step further. We were talking about creative. Actually, you know what? Let's get to this comment here because I know exactly who she is. And there's a reason why she's watching tonight. And I'll get to that in a second. But Laura over on her Facebook says, "You smart, Sean? Please."
Listen, I've been saying it for almost a decade, so.
And Costa, wow, we're really getting the old gang back together tonight. They cut Kyrie without even finishing the story with Asuka. LOL.
That's literally what.
That's basically
If Kyrie comes out and says, yes, I wanted to move back to Japan. I missed my family. The traveling back and forth to Japan and to, traveling back and forth from Florida to Japan and then to whatever city, we're filming in, it was too much, which, listen, completely understandable. We get that, right? But you cannot tell me that last week during Raw, nobody knew that Kyrie was going to be released. And when I say nobody, I don't mean the talent. I mean the powers that be fucking everything up. So why couldn't you have had Asuka snap on Kyrie for losing the match and just a brutal, vicious beatdown, stretcher her out, ambulance, all that, maybe some color, maybe not, whatever. And then you release her. You have Io come on TV and read a letter from Kyrie that states that because of the way Asuka treated her and because of the injuries she sustained, she is leaving the WWE. And all it was a release so that you could go back home and not have to worry about all of this. Not only does that add another depth to the story, another layer of depth. That doesn't sound right. Something about that doesn't sound right, but you know what I'm saying. Not only does it add more depth, and that more depth and another layer to the story, it pulls people in and it makes them feel something. And it gives Io a fantastic reason to just go absolutely apeshit at Backlash on Asuka. Like I don't like. It was literally right there. You could have handled this so much better.
I'll go a step further. You could have done something, even doing something at Mania. You could have done something at Mania. And do you
think they knew that early that they were going to release Kyrie?
I mean, I would love to find out. The one thing I'd love to find out because this isn't the first year they've done this. They've done this now, what, every year since COVID, basically?
What, the releases? Oh, no, the releases always came after WrestleMania.
I would love to find out from somebody how early do they start looking at the releases? Because you can't tell me they turned around the Monday after Raw and said, okay, by Thursday we get rid of this, and this.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Because I'll put it this way. Another team that got a release.
And then, hold on, John. Please hold that thought. So not only have you released these people, right? Now they're under a 90-day non-compete.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that even still a thing?
Well, not all of them. Aren't the NXT 30?
Huh?
Aren't the NXT releases, aren't they 30 days?
I think I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think after Undisputed Era and Adam Cole did the thing with AEW after 30 days, I think they may have changed it. I think they may have synced everybody up to 90.
Okay, because I know at one point, because wasn't it Alistair who won?
No, that's right. It was Alistair because Alistair was on the main roster under his NXT contract.
That's what I thought.
That's what it was. Thank you.
No, you're good.
I knew it was somebody with an under an NXT contract. I forgot that he was working main roster under an NXT contract.
I mean, we have a comment over here in the comment section. Costa says, sorry if it was said before. I just joined it. Costa, dude, you know how the show runs. We were part of the show in the early days. We don't have an issue with that. And then Laura
comes back and says, my guess, it's a beginning of the year thing. I mean,
it very well could.
But here's the thing. At no point is this the start of any fiscal year. Like we're.
Well, I'm only asking because isn't it true? Like Q1 is already done.
Is it? I forget how the fiscal calendar. I know how the fiscal calendar runs for municipalities because I work in one. I constantly have to have my brother remind me of the fiscal calendar for the business world.
Hold on. What's the fiscal calendar in the business world?
Oh,
for business world,
could be anything. Depends when they started.
Okay. If somebody can find out for us, I'd be curious to know.
There's no definite thing.
Because it'd be something very interesting to see. But, Ray, we got a couple minutes before our guest joins us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I have two. I did promise a couple of announcements tonight. So I have two announcements. First announcement. I want to bring this up quickly before we lose track and I forgot to make the announcements. Through our sponsors of Simply Green, we now have official merchandise.
Really? I'm sorry, John. I can't read sideways.
It's up. That's how it was sent to me.
At no point did you think, maybe I should rotate.
Did it say the same thing?
Yeah, my dad said the same thing.
Why is it cut like that?
Oh Lord!
It's only good if you're lying down.
Laying down on your side, you can't even be laying down on your back. Oh my God!
Would it have been really hard to rotate it?
I mean, I guess. I guess. I mean, I thought John was capable of that, but
So with that shirt, the way we're doing that shirt is May 9th, next week. Actually, we're doing a watch party at Simply Green. If you come to the watch party, you can actually buy a shirt. Don't know how much it costs yet. We have to still haven't figured out that part yet. You can either buy a shirt directly, or if you buy, I think it's $40 or $50 worth of stuff in the store, you can get a shirt for free. Guys, I want to basically have it that by the time that show is done, that there's no more shirts left.
How many shirts you saw?
I think we're starting with, I think he ordered 22. Thank you, Laura. I think we're starting with 22, and then I think he said by the fact of people taking some, he figures we'll have like 12 left.
Oh, okay.
Then here's the other announcement. Because, of course, we're always going bigger and better. Apparently, none of us can speak English, though. Because
Told you words, they're hard.
we've made a lot of strides on the show, okay? As far as where people can see us and all that. But I'm here to announce now, starting in May of 2026, I know that's a week away. The exact date in May, I'm not sure, but I know it's going to be starting in May. You can now catch us on Arifi TV.
The golden standard in entertainment.
Now, what does that mean exactly?
I don't know, John. What does that mean? Why are you asking me? I'm not the one that made the announcement.
You can now catch us on such platforms as Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, sorry, Google TV, and other apps as well.
And other apps as well. So we've got the Google Machine TV, we got the Amazon Prime Fire Stick 4K Standard, maybe Deluxe Ultra Edition, and then just regular Roku.
Yes, and I think also Apple TV as well.
Oh, and Apple TV, nice. Quick. Yeah, since you mentioned Roku.
Are you okay?
Since you mentioned Roku TV.
Yes.
No, John, I'm not okay. You know what my last week was like.
Yeah, I know.
My brain still has not caught up. Since you mentioned Roku TV, was it a good move or a bad move for NWA to move from Roku TV to Comet TV?
I know we spoke about this last week a little bit. Honestly, yes, I think Comet TV is available in more houses.
And last week, and I will say it, last week, my knee-jerk reaction was, well, that's fucking stupid. But then as I started thinking about it, and the only reason why I started thinking about it is because being in the hospital room last week and flicking through the stations, every hospital room has Comet TV because it's like 10.2. At least around here, it's 10.2.
Yeah.
So you can pick it up on an antenna. So it absolutely is in more houses. And that's when it hit me like a brick. And I was like, holy shit, that was actually a good move.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. You bring up NWA. I do want to make another mention because we did post this on our Facebook page earlier this past week. We are now working with NWA New Mexico. And
NWA New Mexico. Listen, this is where one of the very few rare times where my ignorance shows. I was unaware that there was an NWA New Mexico.
Well, it's considered like the from my understanding, it's considered the NWA territory system.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now working with the NWA New Mexico. And I can also confirm on May 7th, I will be sitting down. It's a Thursday night. I will be sitting down with the promoter, Fred Slow, to talk all about the NWA New Mexico.
Awesome.
So, and we'll have content on from him as well. And not that I have official word yet, but our
whoa, John. Easy. Pump your brakes, Dixie Carter. You said you had 2 announcements. We're already up to like 5. Are there going to be more after this, or is this the last one?
No, this will be the last one for tonight.
All right, let's go. Keep it up, Dixie.
As far as the other one, we might have something coming down the pipe from our friends over at the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Oh, really
yes.
now?
Yes. But let's get back into talking about these. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go to a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk more about these releases. And hopefully our guest will be here. Who is our guest? You'll have to find out when we come back from the break. You are listening or watching the On Those Radio Show right after this.
Hold on. Show that before we go to the commercial. David John Reynolds acknowledges the OSH, the original show host, John Blaine, to be the best male Dixie Carter ever.
Yeah.
All right, take it away. Let's pay the bills, please.
Let's pay the bills. All right, guys, we'll be right back right after this. Oh, wait, wrong one.
Nope, that was a photo, John. That was easy.
At Simply Green, we believe in the power of nature to bring balance, relaxation, and well-being. As a premium THC brand, our mission is to provide high-quality, responsibly sourced products that enhance your lifestyle. Whether you're seeking relaxation, creativity, or wellness support, we curate a selection of top-tier THC to suit your needs. Rooted in trust and transparency, we are committed to delivering safe, lab-tested products while fostering a community that embraces education and responsible use. Simply Green is more than just a brand. It's a movement for a greener, more mindful future. Call 631-846-6060 to order or visit our location in Coram, New York. For use only by adults 21 years of age and older. Keep out of reach of children and pets. Please consume responsibly. Cannabis is not recommended for use by persons who are pregnant or nursing. Concerned about your cannabis use? Contact the New York State HIPAA line by texting HOPE-NY, calling 1-877-8, HOPE-NY, or visiting oasisny.gov/HOPE.
And we are back here live on the Around the Ropes Radio Show. I do want to just send out one thing. I did see here we have a comment coming from YouTube. Where that we did not get
reviews. Oh, we do have a tube. I have not seen the YouTube logo in our comment section in so long.
I know,
I forgot what it looked like. Will Nicklin, 4196 from the U of Tubes, says, hello, much love from the UK. That is awesome. Will, you and David staying up till 1:30 in the morning to watch us. That's absolutely bonkers.
Yes. But Ray, this is a guest I have been waiting to have on for a while. He's an OG of the show. And guys, breaking news, there's actually a company that wants to bring him in for an anniversary show. You know him, you love him, but he's back for the first time in I think over 2 years, actually. The one and only Sexy Ryan.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Ryan Petersen, the voice of Create a Pro.
As well as a bunch of other places, but considering what's going on this week, I thought I'd throw that out there first.
Listen, sir, you only put down the voice of Create a Pro. I can only go by what's on my list.
Hey, all good. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough space to put everything else.
Listen, talk to John Dixie.
Believe me, I will be talking to Mr. John Dixie over here.
But Ryan, how you been, buddy? I know it's been a while since you've been on with us.
Yeah, I know. I felt like you know what has frozen over.
But let's get to it now. Obviously, it's a big show this weekend. Yes, apparently you are the Don.
I'm the Don?
I mean, according to David John Reynolds himself, the Don himself, Ryan Petersen. Welcome back, brother.
The Don. Wow, okay, I'm going to start using that from now on too. Well, unless you know, because certain places that do feel quite victorious. If you know, you know. Anyway.
So obviously, I want to get to the show this weekend. This Friday.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you've been part of Creative Pro since day one.
Literally since its first event back in February 2015, which is insane to think about.
How are you feeling as basically one of the only voices really of Creative Pro that you guys have such a big show coming up this weekend?
Old. In all seriousness, it's pretty incredible to see how Creative Pro started, from the training academy over in Hicksville in a little tiny warehouse where their first event, I think, only had at most 100 people because we couldn't fit anybody else. To then fast forward, literally 11 years later, and quite possibly having literally the biggest Creative Pro event in the history of Creative Pro as a whole.
Actually, Brian, we got another comment coming in here. We're really getting the OGs out tonight. Costa.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Costa, our Canadian Costa.
But yeah, this show, unfortunately, the show did get a little bit of talk about amongst the IWC a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So for those that have been under a rock for the last couple of months, one of the original intended matchups was supposed to be a first time ever matchup as the Wanted Man Nick Nemeth from TNA taking on pretty much a Creative Pro G and AEW superstar MJF.
Is it safe to call before you continue with your story? Is it safe to call MJF the crown jewel of Creative Pro?
Now that's kind of difficult for me to pin that just on him because it wasn't only just him that came out of Creative Pro, especially that first year. Like, I'll give you some great examples. Not only did you have him, but when he first started, he had a tag team partner by the name of Bronson, which we all know and love as Bear Bronson.
Yep.
We also had some hitmaker named Platinum Max Caster, part of the inaugural class.
Yep. Chris Statlander,
the first female graduate of the Creative Pro Wrestling Academy, who will be returning this Friday, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Just the amount of names that have come through Creative Pro since it started, there's a reason why Creative Pro is dubbed like one of the top schools, not only in New York, but mainly on the East Coast. Because when people think of Creative Pro, obviously the first person they think of is MJF because the guy is a superstar. But then you have other people. Then you have Bronson and Caster, and even the owner himself of Creative Pro New York. Because there's two Creative Pros, by the way. There's Creative Pro New Jersey, which homes WrestlePro, which is run mainly more by Pat Buck, and you got Creative Pro New York, which is kind of run by Pat Buck, but mainly more of Brian Myers. So right there and there, you have two solid trainers.
Absolutely.
Two solid trainers in this crazy world of wrestling, pretty much honing and building up the stars of tomorrow. Like in Jersey, I'll give you another great example. Anthony Bowens came out of our Jersey school. And also you have, LSG, who's been featured on Ring of Honor, Monster Factory, the Bayonne Badass Danny Moff, who's literally a Jersey wrestling icon and basically has made a name for himself in Rahway, exactly what the school is, but let's focus more on New York. Because also we have Bryce Donovan, who came out of Creative Pro New York. The list goes on and on and on. And it feels really, in my opinion, it feels kind of amazing to see like some of these people who actually started their journey and progressed to where they are now. It feels like I'm kind of a small part of their wrestling journey per se.
I mean, not kind of. You are. I mean, who was announcing them to the ring when they first started?
True, but that's just only level one.
It is, but it's still
the rest of
something
the levels they got to do themselves.
Yeah, it's also still something to not take away from yourself as, the voice of Creative Pro, among other orgs. But right now we're talking about Creative Pro.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, you can almost sit there and say, Ryan, you can almost look at it as, well, it's like, well, not only do I get to see my friends kind of succeed, but also I get to see, younger brothers and sisters of mine.
Yeah, I get that. I know for a fact that this company it'll be somewhat of a, I guess, a little bit of a reunion for some of these individuals,
Well,
in my opinion.
I totally see it. We're gonna get to the other matches because obviously there's gonna be a lot of stellar matches on the show, and if you can, definitely get your tickets for it now.
Actually, not to correct you on that one, but as of last night, we sold out of seating. We actual seating, and I think as of last night, we had an additional 50 standing room only left.
So so either try to get your ticket, or if not, watch it when they upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, but try the first one first. Let me finish this whole thing with Nick Nemeth and MJF. I'm gonna be straightforward because I was a little salty when I heard about this show.
Absolutely.
The match was scheduled to be arguably one of the top talked about matches of 2026. But then apparently some guy who claims to be stating an anthem said no. And I have my theories. I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to get in trouble by anybody. But I do have some theories as to what the real purpose of that was. And spoiler alert, I don't think it was his decision.
Well, Ryan, if we were to put our tinfoil hats on and speaking only in hypotheticals, hypothetically, what do you think the thought process was behind that?
Some company with the letters T, K, and O.
I mean, honestly, with my tinfoil hat on, I really, really could see that happening.
That's how honestly I think, because obviously we all read reports, and apparently reports were coming out that Tony Khan was okay with all of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of see where I'm thinking
Yeah, we know it wasn't Tony that. We know that it wasn't Tony that pulled that. That could have been I don't think this is a good idea. But I mean, especially, and if you really start to think about it, especially with the working relationship that a couple of those orgs involved have with each other, and just knowing how they operate on a regular, just knowing how they operate regularly, I absolutely wouldn't put it past
that conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I mean, as far as conspiracy theories go, that is pretty much hypothetically the best one that I've hypothetically heard. Hypothetically.
But the good news about this whole thing is that unlike WrestleCon, who basically pulled Leon Slater from their events, we're keeping Nick Nemeth on ours. We're going to change a couple of matches around. That's it. Which we'll get into in a bit, but because I will say that whole thing with Ricochet against Leon Slater, obviously everyone was excited about it, including myself.
Oh my god, that match could have been
match of the year.
Seriously, it really, really could have. It could have been Prince Puma versus King Cuerno, 2.0. And
exactly.
We will talk about that reference later on in the show.
I wonder why. But their decision of pulling Leon Slater from the event as a whole, and that included the signings as well, which kind of really you had to pull him from the entire convention. That's a horrible message to send out. So that's why Creative Pro decided we're keeping MJF and Nemeth. Unfortunately, they won't be facing each other, but they'll still be there.
Hey, it's funny you bring up Nick Nemeth. Let's get to his match right now because I actually have most of the card up here. I think this is the accurate card here, Ryan. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
But I guess you can call it the second time ever because these two.
You're wrong. I'm just kidding.
These two guys actually faced each other a couple weeks ago on TNA, but we have Bear Bronson taking on Nick Nemeth.
And I do find that kind of ironic that we announced that a few weeks ago, and just a couple weeks ago, they were actually in Syracuse, and they decided, let's put this two together. I wonder where they got that idea from.
I saw that one. I was like, so should the title be, for a second time ever?
Yeah, but I think we'll have more of a crowd.
Oh,
Anyway,
was that? I mean,
but
we talk
it'll be a first. It'll be a first time ever on the Indies. How's that sound?
yeah, we talk about Nick Nemeth. Obviously, he's had a 20+ year career. Through WWE. What he's doing now with TNA. But we'll look at Bear Bronson here. Obviously, you've known Bear Bronson for a while. We saw what happened with him in AEW when he was with the Iron Savages, and we saw how basically he got relegated to just Collision, and that was lucky. I mean, how impressed have you been with him and his change, and now what he's doing now with TNA and the GCW stuff as well?
So, as someone who also has known him just as long as I've known a bunch of the guys, including, and he'll say it, he'll say this, until the day we're not around anymore. He always likes to say that I announced his first ever professional wrestling match, and same thing with MJF too, which is a pretty big honor, and there is video footage out there. But see, how he progressed, from way back then. To then doing AEW, which at first I was extremely happy for him, because he worked his ass off. I apologize if there's any foul language that comes out of my mouth right now.
Oh no, sir, we are TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, fantastic! Now then, but then obviously, as you stated, John, everything that he was doing through AEW. Which, not only through Collision, but also Ring of Honor, when they used to tape that stuff at 11 o'clock after everything else and everyone else was gone.
Yeah.
To then basically him doing kind of a resurgence, a rebuilding of himself into, I'd say, arguably one of the top deathmatch wrestlers of 2026. Or 2025, that's when he started last year.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he has a match coming up this weekend on the 2nd, actually, in the ECW building against Nick Gage.
Yeah, and funny enough, it was almost a year ago to the day where he actually had his first death match in Atlantic City, where he faced off against some guy named Slade.
Yeah, I mean, and now he is one half of the tag team champions.
Yep, him and Brian Myers, the System, who all of them will be in attendance on Friday. Beat those Hardy Boys.
Yes, and Ryan, I said this to you, off air, but I said when they won the tag titles, they should never call it the System. They should just called it the Creator Pro team.
Team Cap.
Yeah, Team Cap, exactly. But
the Cap Boys. The Cap Boys.
I mean, you look at you look at we were talking about Bear Bronson. Do you see Bear Bronson eventually, if he does break off from the System, going after, do you see him being a main eventer realistically?
Yes. And I'm not saying that because little bias here, but honestly, yes, I can actually. Because he has literally changed his entire persona, his look, everything in the last year. He basically has become a powerhouse, whether it's deathmatch wrestling or regular wrestling. Great example. Look at the matches he did in Vegas this past week, when they're for Mania week.
Yeah.
Where one of the competitors, one of the competitors was Hayabusa.
Yeah, no, I mean, you talk about a guy who went from doing death matches to, if you remember what he did in AEW. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you know exactly what he did in AEW.
And I think he said in interviews he's always wanted to do deathmatch stuff.
Yeah, but so let's we're talking about Bear Bronson. Let's talk about his other half there, Gabby Forza, who will also be next in. And this one's actually a match that I could see down the road being on AEW Dynamite. I really could. She takes on a returning Chris Statlander.
Basically, this is a dream match for Gabby, and she has said it numerous times in numerous interviews across different, other podcasts as well.
Yeah.
As someone, like Gabby Forza, who I've seen when she first started a couple of years ago to where she is now, I couldn't be even more happier, because I think honestly this past weekend, if you guys check it out, JCW had their show at the Mecca, or I call it something else, in Richmond Park, and she went 1-on-1 against the one called Manders,
Yeah.
and arguably one of the best matches of the night. To the point that even Manders got on the mic and was giving her flowers, and even he said, "Man, you hit harder than Bear." and mind you, Bear's in the crowd, and he's like, "Yeah, that's true."
I'll be honest, Gabby, to me, I've seen her wrestle a couple of times now. Obviously, I've seen her in Creative Pro. I've seen her at Blitzkrieg. To me, she almost comes off like Rhea Ripley, almost like the physique-wise. If I'm off on that?
Well, I mean, she is a power lifter.
Okay.
And I think last year she was a world champion in her division.
Yes.
That's why she's the world's strongest gnome.
Yes, exactly. Ryan, quick question. Because we actually got to take a quick break here. Can you stay on?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Guys, we'll be right back talking more Creative Pro Wrestling with the one and only Sexy Ryan himself. You guys are watching or listening to the Round the Ropes Radio Show. Be right back right after this.
At Simply Green, we believe in the power of nature to bring balance, relaxation, and well-being. As a premium THC brand, our mission is to provide high-quality, responsibly sourced products that enhance your lifestyle. Whether you're seeking relaxation, creativity, or wellness support, we curate a selection of top-tier THC to suit your needs. Rooted in trust and transparency, we are committed to delivering safe, lab-tested products while fostering a community that embraces education and responsible use. Simply Green is more than just a brand. It's a movement for a greener, more mindful future. Call 631-846-6060 to order or visit our location in Coram, New York. For use only by adults 21 years of age and older. Keep out of reach of children and pets. Please consume responsibly. Cannabis is not recommended for use by persons who are pregnant or nursing. Concerned about your cannabis use? Contact the New York State HIPAA line by texting HOPE-NY, calling 1-877-8, HOPE-NY, or visiting oasisny.gov/HOPE.
And we are back here live on the Round the Ropes Radio Show. Definitely, guys, check out Simply Green. We will be there live May 9th for the watch party ahead of WWE Backlash. You definitely go check them out. They're right over here in Coram, New York. And we also have, Brian, I don't know if you saw this beforehand, but we actually have merchandise now from them.
I did see something about that.
Yeah, except the only thing is, as I got yelled at, yeah, I have to put a better photo up because apparently it's, I'll just put it up real quick. Yeah, it's a little cockeyed.
It's sideways, Ryan. He couldn't even take the time to straighten it. It's sideways.
Yeah, I know. What are you talking about? It came out nice. It came out nice. There we go.
But obviously, talking a lot about the show, and believe me, there's a lot of. It seems like except actually, there's one match or two matches really that there's not a big name in it. And the two matches I'm talking about is the tag title match and the Monsters Ball match.
So our tag title match is the team of Vinny Scalise and Bryce Donovan, The Verdict, who at our last event won the tag team championships against the team that they're facing, and they issued a rematch, the Shooter Boys.
How impressed have you been with the Shooter Boys?
Oh, since their debut match all in Melville a couple of years ago. Yeah, the way that they elevated themselves, like skyrocketed. Yeah, they are. Yeah, people watch out. That's all I gotta say on that.
And then obviously The Verdict, Bryce Donovan, VSK. I mean,
Vinny Scalise, not VSK.
Oh, Vinny Scalise. Sorry, I don't want him to sue me now. You know,
VSK is no more. Vinny Scalise is all in.
I mean, I'm glad. I mean, he's a talented guy. Don't get me wrong. However, you know him as VSK, Vinny Scalise. But I'm glad now he actually has something, and he's not just being put in there just for the sake of being put in there. Does that make sense?
Well, considering a couple events ago, he ended his I guess tag team partnership with his fellow comrade Eric James.
Yes, I did hear about that. And then, for people who don't know, or who may never have seen what exactly is a Monsters Ball match?
Oh, thank God this rating is TVMA. Because the best way to describe a Monsters Ball, I can say the F word, right? Just once?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Oh, no, TVMA, it's pretty much unlimited. You're good.
Oh, great. I'm very respectful, all right? Just saying. Especially to the sponsors. Come on. Pretty much a Monsters Ball is a really big fuck for all.
So basically,
as in shit's about to hit the fan and ducking cover.
Well, especially with these two guys, Vargas and Azure.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I'll put it this way. Ray, I don't know if you've ever heard of a tag team called the Even Stevens.
Sounds familiar. And I'm not talking about the show.
Great show, by the way. But
right, actually explain to people like to Ray, Azure from when he came from the Even Stevens to who he is now.
Well, I think you can thank me for that one because the last time the Even Stevens were featured in Career Pro, they ended up in a tag team match against some guy named Ryan Petersen. I don't know who that guy is. I heard he sucks, but oh wait, that's me.
Oh, you mean the guy who's 1-0 right now?
And will forever be 1-0, thank you. No, in all seriousness, they were a part of it. There was a tag team from Creative Pro, VPW, and a bunch of other places called the Even Stevens, and it was the team of Steven Azure and Steve Somerset. And then for some reason, something happened. I guess, the Steves were not connecting anymore, so they decided to break off and do their own thing. But then Steven Azure comes back as more like almost like an American Psycho-esque persona. Like basically doing like the weird, creepy smile. Sometimes John does that, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, but that's actually John's smile. That's the downside.
Well, I was thinking of him smiling about something else, but that's Anyway, going off the rails here.
This show is off the rails? What?
Oh, John, you missed it after 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering we had somewhat of a small problem. Anyway, so
I'm not going. I'm not chasing that.
No. Long story, my friend. Long story.
Oh, Raynos.
I know, but it was gonna. I'll just respectfully leave. John's not going to catch any strays right now, so I'll just respectfully leave it that way.
Yes, John?
I was going to say, Ray knows exactly what you're talking about. He was a part of that whole debacle.
Okay, that I actually did not know.
Yes. He was
anyway. Oh, I am so sorry. Anyway, now moving on.
I meant Monster Ball.
Monsters Ball.
Yes.
Which, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that one. No, but apparently he decided to go on a little, shall we say, hunting spree. Like he's, faced, well, apparently he at his return at the last Melville show back in May, he destroyed the sweeper Eddie Bravetti. And then he's just been on a tear ever since, until back at our last show, I Love to Fight. Some Dominican destroyer by the name of Vargas gets up face to face, and started brawling out. And then all of a sudden, Commissioner Myers comes out and states the biggest show in creative history: Vargas, Azure, Monsters Ball. And yeah, that shit's gonna be insane.
Yeah, if you have front row seats, I'm just recommending bring a raincoat.
Oh no, I'm literally gonna pitch the Commissioner Myers after I get off the phone with you guys. Everyone in the front row gets a 1-of-1 Creative Pro poncho because they're gonna be in the splash zone.
Oh yeah.
But basically for Monsters Ball, anything goes. You could see doors, you could see thumbtacks, you could see chairs, weapons. You might even see some barbed wire. Who knows?
You might even see a ring announcer.
Well, yeah, I'll be the one introducing them after getting the hell out of there.
Let's get to
I learned my lesson on that.
Yeah, I was going to say. But let's get to some of these other matches because, yeah, we actually also have mixed tag match.
Yes, we do.
So let's talk about that one for a little bit.
So in our mixed tag match, we have Sebastian Amore and the Creative Pro Women's Champion, the Latina Spice Nat Castle, taking on the team of Alicia and Eddie Edwards from the System. Which, by the way, Eddie and Alicia Edwards, no stranger to Creative Pro. They've been here numerous times in the past. Actually, Eddie Edwards was a former Creative Pro Tag Team Champion as well.
Yeah.
Where he teamed up against Brian Myers until last May. Him and Myers unfortunately lost to the Shooter Boys.
Yeah, that was at Melville, right?
That was at Melville. That was the 10-year. That was the 10-year anniversary show.
God, I can't believe wow.
But that was also the same show where we had some guy named some guy who's very nice, very evil.
Yeah, what has he been doing?
Selling a shitload of merch.
Also, apparently breaking into Mrs. House.
And slowing in his pool.
Yep.
But I want to get to, we got 2 more matches here. Fatal 4-Way for the Creative Pro Heavyweight title.
Oh, yes.
Right,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was like, can the announcer of the show announce the matches?
I was setting you up. Make it easy for you, but go right ahead.
Thank you. John, I've been doing this for almost 15 years. I think I know what I'm doing.
Go right ahead.
I've already cut off one John in my life. I don't need to cut off another one. If you know, you know.
Go on.
So, for the Creative Pro Championship, it's a fatal 4-way. As the current champion himself, the King of Kale, the Son of the Sun, and former King of Cap, and also a ECWA Super 8 tournament winner, Leo Sparrow, taking on former Creative Pro champion, the goatess of all time, your mom, is Bobby Orlando. And the two of them will be taking on, first of all, an individual who hasn't been back in Creative Pro since last year, where he faced off against Bronson, and Frankie Kazarian. And making his Creative Pro debut, another member of the System, Cedric Alexander.
Yeah. That one's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as someone who's announcing the show, I can't give my opinions as to who will be winning.
Simple, the fans.
Well, besides them, obviously because we have big names on the card, but it's gonna be that match might be a potential show stealer for sure.
Well, we also have, you mentioned the King of Creative Pro. Obviously, that Battle Royal is retarded.
Yep. The King of Cap Battle Royal, where some of the competitors already announced: CPA, Dante Drago, Sidney Boncabella, who arguably had one of the best matches of 2026 against Swoggle in a St. Patty's Day straight fight. And John, you know the match I'm talking about.
I know. It's guys. If you get a chance, go to the YouTube page. You'll see it on there.
Oh yes, definitely check out past events of Creative Pro Wrestling, Cap TV, and so much more. And as of late, they've been releasing old matches from the archives from Creative Pro Past. Yeah.
What I would love to find, if they ever do release it, is your first show you ever did with them.
I wonder if I still have the footage.
Well, let's get to some comments here.
Yeah.
Right, before we get to the big one. Oh, you know this person very well. Somebody call her Little Orphan Annie.
Or safety shields. Yeah, baby.
Costa says that we're back to regular scheduled programming.
Shit.
Oh my God. How about this one for out of left field? Mitch.
What is that? When I hop on, everybody comes out of the woodworks.
Apparently. And he says he wish he could be there on Friday.
But you know, John, as they always say, tomorrow's just a day away.
Oh, I'm gonna hear about it now later, but moving on.
You're gonna what?
Hear about it later.
That's not what you just said, Ray. I think you heard something else too.
I don't know. I don't.
Come on, Ray. Come on.
Nope. I'm not. I'm not.
You got protection in me. Don't worry. plus, it's no secret with John. Come on.
MJF has an open challenge.
Great segue.
Holy crap! Holy crap!
Oh, Merc, my man, Merc from Jersey. How are you, man? Yeah. So MJF will be issuing an open challenge. It's not me.
Oh,
it's not me. It's not me.
I thought you wanted to go 2-0.
No, he would kill me in like 30 seconds.
But yeah, guys, like I said, all goes down this Friday. It's gonna be one hell of a show. Brian, I'm gonna ask you this now. What match do you think could steal the show? You had to pick one.
Oh, this was a tough one too because all of them are really good. Match 1 through 8.
And then,
Yeah,
like I said,
at least let me pick a couple at least.
yeah, go right ahead.
Right off the bat, I'm thinking Gabby and Chris. Creator Pro OG versus Creator Pro Old School versus Creator Pro New School.
You can almost say it's a pass of the torch.
I think you can. I think you can say that. And then granted, I know all the other matches will be solid, but knowing how the story has been, I'm going to say Monsters Ball.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all these matches, to be honest. And
Monsters Ball is not for the faint of heart.
No, Monsters Ball, I'll put it this way. I remember the one they did at the last Melville show, which was the Ravens.
Rules.
Ravens Rules ones. That was Bronson, Slade, and wasn't it Vargas?
No. I know what you're thinking. The Ravens Rules was Bronson and TJ Crawford.
Yeah, I remember that match, and I remember being close to that one. And there was a few moments I even sat there, I'm like,
But the one you're thinking of was last year. It was Sabu's Rules, and it was Bronson, Slade, and Vargas.
Yes. Let me ask you this now. With how, I mean, we just went over the entire card, guys. Again, definitely, if you're in the area, definitely come by, check it out if you can. With how big the show is, does this show feel different, or does this feel like another day in the office to you?
On paper, it just seems like another day in the office for me, honestly, because I've been doing this for so long. And John, obviously, you know my history with the amount of places and people I've worked with in almost 15 years.
Yeah.
So on paper, it feels like another day in the office for me. However, I think once we see the fans rolling in, coming in from the parking lot, waiting to come in, and filling up that roller hockey rink. And John, you know the setup of that place too. We're basically, and this is gonna sound kind of a selfish standpoint on my end because I'm always the first person that comes out of the curtain. Hearing well over 700 people chant "Sexy Ryan" from floor and bleachers.
Yeah,
It's a pretty rad feeling, I'll tell you that, and that's when the adrenaline kicks in. Because the adrenaline, is in my soul, is going to be in my soul. Unfortunately, my name is not Cody Rose.
Ryan, got a question for you. Actually, coming in from Facebook. Mark saying, "Are you still with WrestlePro?"
How do I put this nicely without possibly getting in trouble?
We don't know.
I don't know, but more than likely, probably not.
Yeah,
There's a whole behind the scenes issue with that.
yes, and folks,
Along with another promotion, which some of you may know, and I am not going to get into at this time because this is a happy occasion. Because I'm actually talking about a place that actually respects me. Oh, did I say that out loud?
No, he said it's okay. I understand.
Hey, listen, they still do solid events. So I have no hate for anybody over there. That's the thing. I have no hate for anybody, not even the promoter himself. It was just a little misunderstanding that, unfortunately,
Blew up much bigger.
But as they say in wrestling, you never know. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno Sammartino came back to WWE after so many years, so who knows?
Exactly. Or John Blaine finally becoming a man after all these years. So
By the way, I think this is the quietest I've seen Ray in the last couple of months.
Listen, I'm just letting you guys do you.
No, I don't want to do John. No. I already got someone for that.
That was my own fault. That was my own fault. I should have picked my words better.
I already got someone for that already. I'm good. I don't need John.
Kevin, if you're listening to this, can we clip that for the soundboard? You guys are doing that, by the way. You guys are getting a soundboard together.
Oh, God, that's a bad idea. But Ray, you can ask questions in general. You can talk.
No,
right?
I know, and I've just been enjoying the back and forth between the two of you guys.
This is what it used to be back in the day.
Nice. So, Ryan.
Yes.
Earlier in the show, we had talked about some of the releases. More specifically, the Wyatt Six and Kairi Sane. Especially with Kairi Sane being released in the middle of a storyline that consists of 3 former world champions, which is just weird in my brain. And then the Wyatt Six, how they were all released, but John and I kind of put a lot of the onus on the misuse of the Wyatt Six on creative because of how they continued to have them face the MFTs 77 weeks in a row, as opposed to using, I don't know, any other tag team for like maybe a 3-week break. How would you classify the releases, and more specifically, those 2 that I just mentioned?
So, obviously, when it comes to releases in general, it's a horrible thing to see because some of the individuals that you watched on TV were like so many. Like great example when Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, got released completely out of nowhere, and we've been watching it for 15 years at WWE, completely gone. It was a little gut wrenching. I feel like with these releases, though, most of them, in my opinion, are shocking. Especially not only with what you said about Kairi Sane and the Wyatt Six, but I think also 2 of the biggest ones is Zelina and Aleister Black.
And we even get to, there's a few others we even get to because that's one of them.
Yep.
And the other one was Motor City Machine Guns.
Listen,
Well, that-
I got to be honest with how WWE treats their tag teams.
Yeah, I
Really
agree.
I wasn't all that shocked that Motor City Machine Guns were let go.
And I think what the biggest problem is, unfortunately, with WWE right now, is two things: them getting rid of the house shows, because that's where you see a lot of people, like especially like if you see Apollo Crews, any of the Wyatt Six, any one of those people wrestle on there in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, and they decided to nix all that because they said, "Oh, well, it's losing money." Well, obviously that was the point. That's why you have the big shows like Monday Night Raw and pay-per-views, but now they're just focusing more on the actual live televised events, or as I call them, ad mania, because it's more ads than wrestling.
I believe somebody timed out. I think was it night one. I think somebody timed out night one, and out of the 4 hours of night one, there was barely 90 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah, and I think it was about. I think I did see something about that. It was 355 minutes in total, an hour and 26 minutes of wrestling, 50 minutes of entrances, and the remaining time was all ads.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the entrances. That's part of the mystique of WrestleMania.
Exactly. No, I'm not either. But the remaining 2+ hours is ads.
Yeah, and you had maybe out of what was it, 12 matches over the 2 nights, you had a handful of them that went over 10 minutes.
I know you guys did your WrestleMania review. I'm giving my personal opinion on it. Night 2 was a hell of a lot better than night 1, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we said the same thing.
With the exception of Fatu and McIntyre and Rollins and Gunther, night 1 was terrible.
And it's funny because we got a comment actually from Costa. It's going back to the Motor City Machine Guns. He goes, to be honest, it's weird. Motor City Machine Guns win the championship in their second match was weird because right before that, David says, it's not like the Guns didn't achieve anything, though. Don't forget they won tag team gold in like a week or something. I wonder with them, when it's all said and done, if they were signed to WWE for the sole purpose of them not wanting Motor City Machine Guns to go to AEW.
Yes.
That's absolutely it. But, at the same time, like, what did that achieve? Fantastic. You scooped them up before AEW, you chewed them up, you spit them out, you misused them, and now you released them. So guess what? Now they can go to AEW and possibly be fucking Cody.
Not even that. I'll go a step further. You could have had them, especially when they were on SmackDown for the longest time. And just think about this for a second. You could have had them had matches with Fraxium, with if you would have done something with.
I thought they did have matches with Fraxium.
They did in the beginning.
But not even that though. Let's go back to that Royal Rumble when they were in Indy. That matchup they had with DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Some people would say probably one of the best matches on that card.
Yeah, that's safe to say.
And you did nothing. I feel like Debbie did nothing.
Nothing. It did nothing.
I mean, look at it this way. I'll go a step further. You could have, if you would have done something, let's say you didn't have the MFT.
How many steps further are you going tonight, John?
I'm going to go right off the ledge.
Just like the Mets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we won't get into that right now.
Whatever you say, team, we'll keep going.
Listen, I can't say anything because my team, in a fit of panic, fired literally everybody.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about that one.
I was like, so who's managing the team tomorrow?
Right, are they gonna do a raffle every single week? Okay, winning raffle number 6729. You're managing the Red Sox this week.
Dude, seriously, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing, what they were thinking. They got rid of the entire coaching staff when all you gave Alex Cora to handle and manage is a team with a 29-year-old star who's got 9 homers on the season. I mean, that's literally it. You have Craig Breslow, who decided that he was not going to pursue Bregman, that he refuses to give up any of the farm talent that we're developing for anybody in free agency. But yet everybody else gets let go except for that fucking guy.
This has been baseball TED Talk.
You know, it is so infuriating, and the ownership is so asleep at the wheel. They just need to sell the fucking team, make it like Green Bay, sell it to the fucking fans, and be fucking gone. Give it to somebody who will give the fucking team a chance. You know, kind of like they did 25 years ago when they bought the fucking team.
Anyway.
So like the Red Sox, you know, WWE doesn't really know what they're doing.
Fucking TKO.
No, TKO is representing the Mets organization right now.
Well, actually, hold on. I just want to bring that up for a second.
And that's coming from a Mets fan.
Well, they had their town hall meeting today, WWE, where they announced that Hunter is still going to be running creative. But Nick Khan turned around and said, you know, something said, don't be surprised of where we're going to announce WrestleMania 44.
I know where they're going to be going.
Riyadh.
The moon.
No, they're going to go for Vegas.
That's not real. It's just a sound stage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. The Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, and it's going to be all green screens, and they're thinking they can be on the moon.
There you go.
I'm sorry. When they said that, I'm looking at it going, don't be surprised. Let's be honest. You're going to either go back to Vegas or back to Saudi.
Listen, can you just, I as much as I hate the idea of your main, you know, one of your big 4 events being international, fucking just give it to England. Like, I mean,
I was thinking March. That could be the wild card.
Like, I mean, what foreign country has treated them as good as England has? I mean, the fans are out of their fucking minds, and I mean that in the best way possible. David, please don't come at me.
Just Europe in general.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I just you could have it at the new Wembley, you could have it at the O2. Like, I mean,
hell, if they want,
mate.
If they want to go back to France, where they did Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
But actually, it's funny because you bring that up. I'm curious to see how they're going to play out with Clash in Italy in a couple weeks.
I forgot about that.
Wait a minute. Is Clash in Italy in a couple weeks, or is Backlash in a couple weeks?
Backlash in a couple weeks, and then a few weeks later, May 31st, is Clash in Italy. Where you can spend $10,000 for a VIP pizza making experience. Ray's face says it all.
Well,
what are we doing? Like at this point, what are we doing?
Letting TKO run WWE.
I mean, we're not letting them. It's not like they asked us to permit. It's not like we had any stake in the company to grant them permission. But I mean, yeah, they're fucking running it, if that's what you want to call it.
And oddly enough, people will stupidly buy those ridiculous packages.
And you know
that's why they do it, because listen, there's a sucker born every second of every day.
Well, okay, I want to ask you guys this question.
You don't think you're a sucker, I got news for you. Everybody's a sucker for something.
Well, actually, before I do that, Ryan, are you good? You can say it if you want. It's up to you.
If you guys want me to continue to stay on.
Yeah, I wanted to ask before we go to break.
As long as you're okay with it, and Ray, as long as you're okay with it as well.
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right then.
Guys, we're gonna go take another quick break. No, I'm not gonna show the Simply Green ad again. I know that
I mean, listen, if you want to, they are technically the ones actually paying the bills and merch and all that. Hey, whatever. Just make it. The night is sponsored by Simply Green.
But when we come back, I want to get Ray and Ryan. I want to get your thoughts on this. UFC does their pay-per-views now. You don't pay for them. We just heard today NXT now for the premium live events are going to be now streamed on CW.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, the TV, they had a whole thing around. I'm just trying to see if I can pull it while, during the commercial. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that. So, guys, we'll be right back right after this. Ray, to kind of give you a little bit of a preview, I'm going to play you a song that you love.
Oh, no.
Not a moment of zen? No moments of zen?
Oh, actually, moment of zen. Yes, Ryan, that's the thing we saw now, moment of zen.
No, I've seen those.
And then, Ray, we're going to go take a trip to Chicago.
Chicago? What's in Chicago?
Our friends at Flow Wrestling.
Flow.
Here we go, guys. A moment of zen.
Well,
we'll be right back right after this. We're back here live on the Ropes Radio Show with myself, Ray, and join us for the hour number 2, Sexy Ryan himself.
You mean the last half of hour number 2?
Pretty much.
I can't hear.
Oh, can you hear us? Hold on. Ryan, can you hear us? Ryan, hop in and hop back out again. Right, can you hear us now?
What the hell happened here?
I don't know. We can hear you. I just realized somebody changed my last name.
You're just now realizing this.
I didn't realize that.
That was done during your Dixie Carter lengthy diatribe of announcements.
But we got one more segment, Ray, then we're actually going to cut the show a little bit early tonight.
Sounds good, boss.
Yeah, we're going to cut the show a little bit early. Now, I want to get to one quick thing here. Let's try this again. Take 2. Right, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. All of a sudden, we came back from commercial, and there was no sound coming from you guys.
Oh, because
it's not a show unless there's a technical difficulty somewhere in the 2 hours.
Yeah.
I know I want to talk about that, but I just saw over on NXT. Apparently some stuff went down.
Yeah, I don't have NXT on this week, and that figures the one week that I don't have it on, something happens.
Apparently,
You want to
Will
enlighten us,
Cross,
please, there, John Dixie?
Yeah, apparently Will Cross from Progress Wrestling made his debut.
Okay.
And then some guy who's considered evil.
Oh, he showed up?
Evil showed up, really?
Evil showed up.
That was fast.
I don't know.
What did they name him? Not so good?
They didn't. I didn't. All I saw was the stuff on
Mildly
Twitter.
upset? Mildly dangerous?
I said
this.
I said the John off camera. Imagine if they teamed him with Danhausen.
That would be funny.
Team good and evil. Good and evil.
But yeah, it looks like
very good, very evil.
But it looks like evil will be the opponent going after Tony D'Angelo for that NXT title.
They have him going after the title. Oh boy.
Hey, honestly, I don't mind it.
Listen, I don't mind it either, as long as Tony doesn't drop it in his first title defense.
Or as we call it, Tony D'Angelo is raised doppelganger. Ryan, you're muted.
Yeah, I know, because I'm actually turned on NXT and I want to hear like the live reactions.
Oh, okay.
So I can hear you guys. I can hear you. Unfortunately, I can't hear you, John.
Gee, thanks.
No problem.
But yeah, they announced the. Now I don't know if it's a live. I think it's the live specials that NXT does are going to be streamed on CW. I want to actually pull up the exact line here. So I want to. So we're going to go to our good buddy, Mr. Rob Williams. Owner of BC P Plus.
Real quick, I was just watching the Ren Sinclair, Kalani Jordan. I think Ren Sinclair actually is injured, and it looked like it was a no contact injury.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. Okay, here we go. The CW Network acquires exclusive broadcast rights to NXT Premium Live events in a multi-year deal. The network will air 20 NXT Premium Live events over the next several years, including Stand and Deliver, the Great American Bash, Deadline, and Vengeance Day.
Nice.
Interesting.
So that's interesting that 2 out of 3 components to TKO have their pay-per-views for free, basically.
Well, I mean, they're not actually for free because you do have to sign up for the premium service.
Yeah.
But it's on CW.
Oh, wait, no, it's on CW.
Yeah, it's on CW.
Yeah, that's right. CW app is free.
Yep.
Yeah. And also Paramount, UFC does this for free too.
Right, but you have to pay for the Paramount subscription, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You pay the monthly subscription, and then you're entitled to all of that.
Yeah. Or as
which, if I'm not mistaken, there was a network created by some company that you paid $10 a month for, and you were entitled to like all of their pay-per-views. I can't remember what network that was, but it's definitely a business model that a lot of other streaming services have followed. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why ESPN thought that charging a monthly price for the subscription plus paying for the event was even something that seemed like a good idea. The WWE network literally had this on lock fucking 18 years ago.
Yeah, what's the
Or not 18 years ago, fucking 13 years ago.
something like that. I was that's like VHS tapes. Like, what is that?
I have a few totes of those around here somewhere.
I actually have two that I put up on a shelf of WrestleMania 3 and 6.
Nice.
But to me, it's like you're paying a few dollars for the UFC ones. You're paying nothing for the NXT ones. But yet you got to shell out almost $40-$50 still for WWE. Why?
I don't know. And listen, same thing with AEW. Like, we're not gonna just pretend like AEW isn't doing anything wrong, because they're doing the same damn thing. They simulcast on HBO Max. So if I have an HBO Max subscription, which I do, but I don't pay for because Comcast pays for it, I can watch Dynamite live. But if I wanted to watch All In, I have to pay on top of paying for HBO Max. Like, guys, come on. Like, the fuck are we doing? You're being a bunch of greedy bastards. That's what's going on.
It makes no sense to me.
Not even a little bit.
Like, I'll say this much. When AEW back in the day, I'm saying back in the day like they've been around for 50 years. I'm talking like in the early days. And they had the 4 pay-per-views. When it was Double or Nothing.
A whole 6 years ago?
Yeah, I know, a whole 6 years ago. When it was Double or Nothing, Full Gear.
All In, All Out, Revolution.
No, I'm not even going that far. I'm saying when it was just Revolution, Double or Nothing, All In, and Full Gear. And they had the 4 pay-per-views. Yes, I'm going back to the early days.
Uh-huh.
Then, yeah, $50, okay, fine. That was one thing. That was what it was. But now that you got Revolution, now you have Dynasty, now you got Double or Nothing, then you got Forbidden Door, then you have freaking, $50 a month when we're seeing all the prices now going through the roof. I mean, we talk about this a lot now on the show, that these prices are getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, this is why we always talk about, go to an independent wrestling show because of this reason. Because would you rather spend $50 and watch, wrestling? Yes, you can watch on your couch, or spend $30 and go go have fun and go watch wrestlers who you may not know who they are, but in 5-10 years from now, you could see them on WWE.
And depending on where you are in that particular person's journey, it may not even be 5 or 10 years. It could be months.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, but that's my biggest gripe, though, is when you look at, what we're seeing right now and the fact of WWE to get the main roster stuff, you still have to shell out $30 for the ESPN subscription. Which, okay, fine. If you break it down, it's actually not that bad, because a lot of times now what they're doing is they're doing ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus bundles, which I think comes out to like $30 a month, $35 a month. But my understanding
Disney, what is it? Hulu doesn't exist anymore. It's all been tapped into Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just Disney Plus and ESPN.
But even that, I mean, you're basically paying, if you look at that, you're basically paying $15 a month for ESPN. If you look, obviously, you add tax on it, great. 15.
I mean, not for nothing, John, but I remember, I'm totally going to age myself, but I remember back in my day when ESPN was part of not basic cable, but the basic cable package, meaning like you didn't have to add like a sports package. You could just get basic cable, the small little cable box, and I think it was channel 49 was ESPN, and you could actually watch WCCW, World Class Championship Wrestling, the Von Erichs, the Freebirds, Aaron Emery, Iceman King Parsons,
Yeah, it's
for free 99.
And you know what else also is free 99?
What's that?
Subscribing to the Around the Ropes YouTube page.
And how do they do that, John?
Just go to the little bell on the side there, hit the notification button. You'll be notified every time we go live. Because we're actually going to wrap up the show in a few minutes here. Because, guys, coming up next Thursday, May 7th, I will be sitting down on a live special Around the Ropes episode on a Thursday night with the owner and promoter of NWA New Mexico. So definitely stay tuned to that. Like I said,
by any chance, does this person have a name?
Yes, his name is Fred Slow.
Oh, okay. So next Thursday, May 7th, you'll be sitting down with
Mr. Fred Slow.
Mr. Fred Slow, who is the
promoter of NWA New Mexico.
Awesome.
Definitely talking about that. And then, like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We might have something coming up as well from our friends over at the Independent St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame, where we are the official media partners of. So we possibly have something down the road coming with them. We mentioned this before, but I'll do a quick recap once again. Hold on. Because I knew where this stuff was in here. Nope, wrong way. Okay. I know it's the old way, but unfortunately, I'm not getting a chance, even though I do have a better version of this photo. We do have merchandise now that you can buy. It's going to run $15. I think it's $15 is what we're going for. If you're at the watch party, May 9th, over at Simply Greens, over here in Quorum, you can buy it directly at the store, or you can get it in a bundle. More information of that will come out in the next couple of days. Guys, again, like I mentioned before, catch May 9th. Around the Ropes will be at Simply Green for our first run watch party for WWE Backlash, as they have WWE Backlash Tampa Bay. I think it's the name they're going with. So we got
I really feel like they missed out by like Backlash Bay or something like that. Like I just feel like there's
at least you're not calling it WrestleMania Backlash.
What's that?
God.
You remember a couple times they kept calling it WrestleMania Backlash?
The whopping 2 years that it happened.
Yep.
Oh God. And none of the matches had anything to do with like WrestleMania Backlash. You think that that's where all the champions would have their rematch, right? At least that's what I thought going into WrestleMania Backlash. And no, just random fucking matches.
But guys, like I said, we also got that coming up. We also are making our debut on Revy TV. So definitely stay tuned for that. And again, guys, so much more to come. Like I said, we have the merch. We have that. And also with that, like I mentioned before, we will be on Roku TV, Apple TV, and so much more. So definitely stay tuned for that. I know it's a lot of announcements coming, but hey, work with me here. Apparently now I'm John Dixie.
Listen, as long as you keep making the announcements, we'll keep calling you John Dixie.
At least I'm not John Kahn.
On that note, folks, thank you for tuning in to the Around the Ropes radio show. Special thank you to our guest, Mr. Ryan Petersen, the voice of Create a Pro Wrestling, as well as other organizations, but he was on here representing Create a Pro Wrestling. And for John Dixie, I'm Ray. Have a great night and enjoy the rest of your week.
Ray.
Yeah.
Before we go, let Ryan just plug the Creative Process one more time.
Oh, okay. But okay. Well, I thought we were off the air, but okay. But yeah, folks, you can catch me this Friday at Creator Pro. Live from All Sports in beautiful Melville, New York, my old hometown. So it's a nice little homecoming for me as well. Then the following day on Saturday, I'm back with Colossal Championship Wrestling in Queens, New York. May 9th, I'm back at Mohegan Sun with Reality Fighting MMA. Got a bunch of stuff lined up that I can't announce at this time. Yeah, let's just say some big things are finally happening after so many years of grinding and pretty much working the roads. You can follow me on Instagram at WrestlingMC. You can follow me on Facebook at Ryan Petersen. And oh yeah, and also if you're planning on getting married and need an ordained minister to officiate the wedding, I'm available for that as well. That is a legit shoot, Ray. That is actually legit. I actually have officiated a wedding here. One in the next couple of months.
Listen, I think from now on, when you're announcing anything, you should just be known as Minister Petersen.
Oh God. Just don't call Father James Mitchell, okay?
Listen, maybe the two of you can team up. Just listen. Just if you have a TV deal in the works, convince him to not do coke on the tables during a show.
It'll be powdered sugar. Don't worry.
Yeah, let's just stay away from the whole optic of that, and then maybe you'll have maybe they'd be on a network like I don't know, CW.
Maybe.
Guys, for all of us here, I want to thank everybody who watched tonight, who commented as well. It was great to see some of the old names back again. Catch us live here every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, as we are the official media partner of the Independent St. Louis Hall of Fame, and we are proudly sponsored by our friends over at Simply Green, where you guys need your fix on cannabis, THC, or any which such thing to take the edge off. Definitely go visit our friends over there. And so much more. But guys, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. If you miss any tonight's show, catch the replay on our YouTube and Facebook, or catch the replay on our Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. But we're out of here. We'll catch you guys next time.